So now I have a clear list of intentions. What do we do with them next?
So we want to live in alignment with those intentions, right? And
Right.
so how do we go from this long-term 1 to 10 year clarity to actually doing it, right? And so the next step is medium-term clarity, and this is a 3-month time frame.
Right.
And so this is creating projects.
Right.
So it's
So you're taking an intention and creating a project out of it.
you got it.
Awesome.
So an example here would be, for myself personally in the health category, one of my intentions is every day to be doing something that keeps me active, that's also fun, that brings me into a sense of play. And so I recently relocated, and some of the projects I have for this next 3 months to align with that desire is to find a yoga studio to join, and to find a tennis club and some friends in the area who play tennis, so that can be part of my daily activity.
So that is your project. You took an intention and you created a project out of it. So one of the things for those who are listening is that there are many ways. One of the methods I like is called Getting Things Done by David Allen, and you can refer to that if you want, of converting your intentions into projects. It's a very effective way to do it. Or you can simply take a piece of paper and write your project and write everything that is associated with the project, step 1, step 2, step 3, etc. And that's usually a great start. At least you have everything down on a piece of paper.
You got it.
Okay, and then what's next?
So let's get into short-term clarity, which is now getting into weekly actions.
Right.
And so the process here is looking at your projects that you set for this 3 months, and for each one asking yourself, what actions will you take in the next 7 days to move towards accomplishing that project? So for example, with this health goal for mine is, I just relocated, so I'm looking for a yoga studio, looking for a tennis club. In this next 7 days, what am I going to specifically do to move in alignment with completing that project? Well, my specific actions could be calling my friend James and asking if he plays tennis to find a tennis partner. It could be Googling yoga studios in my area. And so what you'll see here is I'm being very specific in what those next actions are. So when I look at them, I don't have to second guess what they are. I can just do them. There's no extra analysis involved. And that's what we mean by short-term clarity, knowing exactly what to do next through the course of a week.
Right. So what we're trying to do is we're starting from desires, we're distilling them down to clear intentions, we are converting the intentions to projects, and we are converting the projects to actions. This is awesome. And do you have a sense of a cadence that we would recommend when to do what?
Yes. So the intentions are on a yearly cycle. And so every year the recommendation is go back to your intentions across these 5 life categories and reset them.
Right.
And then on the medium-term clarity, your projects, you do that every 3 months. Every 3 months you're asking yourself, what needs to happen to move in alignment with your intentions. And here's a big difference, right, between other approaches, is you're flexible. These are projects, they change. You're not attached to them like goals. It's a clean slate every 3 months. It gives you more flexibility that way.
Right.
And then, of course, the actions are every week, and you're refreshing those every week.
Awesome. So what we're asking you to do then is, if you're buying into this process, I'm hoping you are, and the main objective is that not to overwhelm you with more things to do, right? But these are some things that if you start doing, you will start finding the ease that we talked about, the space that we talked about, because you're not revisiting things again and again. So when you find the time, it's important to sit down on once a year basis and look at your intentions and go through this distillation process. And what that'll do is then create space where you're not fighting the example that we talked about. There are many buildings on fire and you're spraying a little bit of water on this building, then going to the next building, then going to the next building. So this is going to create a lot of space if done right. And it's not easy to do it right away. But it's a lifelong process. If you start now, next year it becomes easier, year after that it becomes easier. Throughout this journey, we are talking about rewiring. So this is another area of rewiring where as you keep doing this, this becomes a habit, but it's generally harder to do this than to go fight a few fires in your life. And finding that balance is what we're trying to create for ourselves and for you.
So the ask for this week as an assignment is just to choose one of the 5 life categories to start with. Choose the one that you feel you could improve the most in, you get the most value from, and start there and do it just for one of those 5 areas. And if you want to keep going, of course, keep going, but at least start there as a minimum. When you do this process, mark this month as your start month, and then that calendar reminder for the same month in the following year to redo it again. And then also do it on a quarterly basis. So 3 months out from now, make that calendar reminder to redo your medium-term clarity, your projects.